Today we're doing line stations. This is station 1 at the blue table. First, you're going to pick a colored piece of paper and write your name on the back of it. It's really important to do this first before you forget. Now you're going to have little cups, and the little cup is going to have one die in it, and you need to keep the die in the little cup. You can shake it in the cup and see the number through the clear lid. So keep it in the cup so it doesn't get lost. On this sheet, it has a line that you can draw for every number that you roll. So if you roll a 1, you'll do a horizontal line. If you roll a 2, you'll do a zigzag. 3 is bumpy, 4 is vertical, and 5 or 6 is a dashed line. And then on the back, there's even more choices: a wavy line, dotted, loops, spiral, and parallel lines. So if you want to change things up, you can flip the sheet over to do some different lines when you roll your die. So I'm going to start. I'm going to roll my die, shake my cup. I got a 3, and that is a bumpy line. So the first line I'll draw at the top of my paper is a bumpy line. And if you're not sure how to draw the lines, you can practice first just on the sheet. Rolling my die again, I have a 4. That's a vertical line. So my next lines will be vertical. Again, I have a 6, dashed lines. Now I have a 4 again, and instead of doing vertical again, I'm going to flip over and try the spiral lines. So you can flip your sheet over as many times as you want and try the lines on either side of the sheet. So just keep rolling your die and drawing the lines until you get all the way down to the bottom of your colored paper. So just keep drawing lines until you run out of room. And if you do get a repeat line and you really don't want to do it, you can roll again. That's all right. I think I have room for one more type of line. I'll do a loopy line for number 3. All right, I'm all done. And if I'm done a little early, I'm going to make sure my name's on the back of my paper, and I'm going to sit quietly until it's time to move to the next station. I'll make sure the cap is on my paint stick and my die is in the cup. At station 2, we're using a spinner to determine the lines we're going to draw. First, I'm going to flip my paper over and write my name on the back. And I'll be drawing my lines at this station in rainbow order. So you will have paint sticks in the colors of the rainbow in order. Now you can spin the spinner. You just spin the little paper clip here, and whatever line it lands on is the first line you're going to draw at the top of your paper with red, because that's the first color in the rainbow. Now I'll spin again. Looks like I got vertical lines. I'm going to draw that with orange, the second color in the rainbow. And I'll just keep spinning and drawing my lines in rainbow order until I get to the bottom of the paper. And yes, I will probably have to repeat the rainbow colors. So you'll see when I get to purple, I'll still have some room left on my paper. So I'll just start over again at red. So again, spin, see what line it lands on, and draw it all the way down your paper in rainbow order. Lines all the way down in rainbow order. And if you still have space after you get to purple, just start over again with red and see how far you get. When you're all done, you make sure the caps are on your paint markers, make sure your name's on the back, and sit quietly till it's time to move. Station 3 is a cutting and collage station. First, you'll write your name on the back of your paper. Yeah, it's black paper, but your name will show up in pencil. And then you're going to take a colored sheet of paper with lines on it and just cut as best as you can along the lines. Then you're going to glue it to your paper. Now remember to glue it on the side that has the black line on it so that we don't have any black lines showing up in our collage. It'll look cleaner that way. So I'm gluing the first one I cut out right on the edge here. And now it's time to cut on my second line. This one's a zigzag line, so it's a little bit more tricky than that straight line. But this is really good cutting practice. So take your time and do your best. Now when it's time to glue the second one on, I have to remember to put glue on the side that has the black line showing. And then I'm going to glue it to my paper and leave a little space between the first line. So we got a little negative space in there. Now I'm cutting this bumpy line, a little tricky again, but it's good practice. I'm applying glue to the side with the black line showing, and I'm gluing it down with a little gap in between. One last line to cut, a wavy line. I'll put the glue on the side with the black line showing, and glue it down with a gap in between. Now on my paper, I don't have room for my last piece, and that's okay. I could put it on if I want to and let it hang off a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'll check if my name's on the back, cap my glue stick, and sit quietly till it's time to move. Station 4, it's another dice rolling station. Write your name on the back of the black paper, it will show up. You've got your die in the cup, and now the sheet has some different lines for each number that you roll. And don't forget to look on the back too, because that's where 5 and 6 are. You're going to be using a cardboard square to print, and if you're not sure how to make some of these lines, you can practice on the sheet. So I'm going to roll my die. I'm going to dip my cardboard, just one little side of it, in the paint. And I rolled a 1, so I'm doing vertical lines all the way across. And you can go all the way across the paper after one dip in the paint. Now I've rolled plus signs. That's when you roll a 6. Next I'll do crisscross because I rolled a 4. And again, I'm just printing with the side of the cardboard square, just pressing down like a little stamp. And one dip is going to get me all across the paper. I'm going to keep printing lines until I've reached the very bottom of my paper. When I'm done, I'll make sure my name's on the back. I'll put my cardboard square not in the paint, but on the edge of the plate. Make sure my name's on the back and sit quietly till it's time to move.